Hello everyday and welcome to our draft recap for the LGL and the Cambridge WildCaterpies, not the Florida Flygons. The Florida Flygons as a team and a brand isn't gone, it's just that they're currently in the NDBL and I don't want to have a team that's in two leagues at once. So here is our all-new secondary team, the Cambridge WildCaterpies, whose logo I actually worked on, and that will be premiering later today, because that's also when the first battle goes up. For those of you who don't know what a Pokemon Draft League is, a Draft League is what this is. I should explain. I'm not just explaining something randomly, like quantum physics, if I could explain that. A Pokemon Draft League is when a group of people, in this case 14, which is quite a lot, draft a host of Pokemon. In this league we've drafted 12, normally you'll draft like 9, 10, 11, this is quite a big league, and then they're only allowed to use those Pokemon, and no one else can draft the same Pokemon that they can, and they have to choose 6 Pokemon to bring each week to battle one of the other trainers. And you know which trainer you're fighting against, and you battle every other trainer, you get a differential like wins to losses, so this is a 13-week season, which is incredibly long, and I hope the season doesn't fizzle out, but it might, hopefully it won't. So say by the end of the season I am 0-13, that means I won 0 matches and I lost all 13. Let's hope that doesn't happen, because that would be terrible. And one last thing, the LGL, the Little Goose League, is a Little Cup League, meaning we are only allowed to use pre-evolved Pokemon who aren't insanely OP. So, that made our life very interesting. I've never been in one of these leagues before, and I'm very excited. I've already planned my first match, and we're about to go through our team. So, for the LGL, the Little Goose League, also, we have graphics, as you can see, which I have done with PowerPoint. Hopefully I've managed to edit it so you can't see, because right next to it I've got all the slides so I can see where the Pokemon are, because they're in each slide. Hopefully that's edited out, but if it's not, I'm very sorry. I want to change the channel a lot in the coming months, so yeah, I'm going to try making each video better than the last and spending more time on them. Uploading less frequently, I'm not doing Let's Plays anymore, I'm just going to be doing Draft League and edited videos. Anyway, let's hop into it. So, we drafted 12 Pokemon within 5 tiers with free agents. Free agents, we got 11 points to spend between the 5 tiers. A tier 1 costed 6 points, a tier 2 costed 5, a tier 3 cost 4, a tier 4 cost 3, and a tier 1 only costed a single point. I think I might have got that wrong, but we'll see. Anyway, let's hop straight into our draft. So, when drafting a league, I am used to kind of the main draft league idea of you got to get a Fairy Dragon Steel core, because if you can do that, you can do well. A Fairy Dragon Steel core can hit almost everything. They work well off each other. So I'm very new to Little Cup, so I kind of based all my decisions off of how good the evolutions of these Pokemon are. And there was a power ranking video that came out, which, if I remember, I'll leave linked in the description below. I'll probably forget. That power ranking put our team at number 8 out of 14, which is really great, because the last time we were in a power ranking, we got dead last. Still number 8, but that was in a league of 8 people. So I'm counting this as a win. Anyway, let's go through our draft. So apparently you don't actually need a Fairy Dragon Steel core in this format. It's much better to have a Fire Water Grass core, which we also got, so it's all worked out. Anyway, my first draft is, normally I try to get like a Steel or Fairy or Dragon first to try to start building up that core. So I got a Steel type, and I know for a fact that there are some Little Cup Pokemon that are actually used in Draft League. There's Vullaby and, well, I can only name 2. Vullaby and Ferroseed. Yay! I've also got, like, as you can see all the Pokemon are going to be as we go down the list. I drafted Ferroseed. It's a tier 1 Pokemon. It is just a very solid Steel type. It's a Steel Grass type, meaning it does have the 4 times weakness to Fire, which kind of sucks, but it's got access to Spikes, it's got access to Stab Steel type moves, it's got access to Stab Grass type moves, and it is incredibly bulky as long as it's not up against a Fire type. And all of those are good things. Steel is, of course, such a good bulky type to have, because it resists so much in this format. Yeah, Ferroseed, I thought had Rapid Spin, though, so this thing was meant to be my Rapid Spinner. Ferroseed doesn't learn Rapid Spin, guys, which sucks. So instead, I only learned that it didn't learn Rapid Spin after the draft was done. and we're going to see how I deal with that problem later in League. Yeah, First Seed is a really solid Pokemon. I'm glad I got it. So for my next pick, we did a snake draft. It means everyone gets a number between 1 and 12, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it goes like that. So I was, I think, pick number 9. So quite a few picks would happen. Then only about 3 picks would happen. And then I picked. Then only about 3 picks would happen. 6 picks. Then it would be my pick again. So I didn't have very many picks to wait. And what I wanted to do was get a tier 1, 2 tier 2s, and a tier 2, and free agent. So free agent points, of course, as I mentioned before. You get 11 points. You can spend them on different Pokemon. I wanted to get 2 tier 1s in free agent, but it turns out there were only 2 Pokemon. There were only like 3 or 4 Pokemon left by the time round 3 came along. But for round 2, my pick was Spritzy, which was another point Pokemon. You gotta love those people who drive around with their really loud motorcycles at midnight. That's lovely. I love that. Spritzy's a great Pokemon. It's got the Fairy typing, of course, which is, I think, the most important type in draft. For my first ever draft league, I did not draft a Fairy, and I went 0-7 throughout the entire season. For the NDBL, I did draft a Fairy type, and I didn't go 0-7. It's a 9-week season. I won't spoil how it goes, but it's not 0-9, which is great. I drafted Spritzy because I'm a big fan of Aromatisse. They're coming back. The motorcycle's coming back. No, leave me alone. I think they're just turning a corner. Anyway, Aromatisse is a decently bulky Pokemon. I was thinking Spritzy is quite bulky in and of itself, according to other people. So it's got that bulk. It can tank a lot of hits, and it can do a solid amount of damage. It's a really good tier 1 Fairy type, and it's really starting a really great Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I'm not very good at Draft League. Last time I was in a Draft League, my aim was just to get 1 win. I did that. My aim for this season is now to win it overall. That is my aim. I want to win a Draft League season. I don't care if it's a big competitive tournament or just a regular tournament. I would just like to win one. And I'm going to be dedicating myself, not too much because I've got schoolwork, and that's going to have to take priority. This is a 13-week season, and if we do make it all the way through, that would be amazing. And I hope we do, really very much, but we might not. Anyway, Spritzy, solid Fairy type, and I decided to just go straight into picking my Dragon type. So I was going to get another tier 1 for my next free agent, but there were only 2 tier 1s left, Shelder and Marini, and neither one of them seemed like great options. Because of the other Pokemon that I wanted that I felt like fit the team better. And yeah, so I didn't draft either of those. Instead, I decided to drop down to tier 3 for Dreepy. Dreepy is a pseudo-legendary baby, so I assumed it would be good. I've gotten word that it is in fact not a very good Dragon type. But, you know, we got a little bit of Gen 8 representation, so that's nice. This is the only Gen 8 Pokemon that I did draft like 2 other Gen 8 Pokemon, so I don't know what I'm talking about. GP is a Dragon type, and I cannot talk to you too much about it. I think I might also be Ghost type, which is solid because it's got the immunity to normal and fighting type moves. It might get Defog, but I don't know. I don't think it does. Maybe. But it's just a solid Pokemon, I hope. I don't know about it. I'm going to move on to a Pokemon that I do know about. Sorry, JP. By the end of the season, I'll know more about you. And my next pick was Bulbasaur, who I didn't put in the thing here. Bulbasaur was a tier 4 pick, right? I think so. I'm sorry that I didn't put Bulbasaur in there. Stop doing that. Wait, go back to here, go back to there. There we go, all fixed. I'm a professional. I know exactly what I'm doing. Bulbasaur was my next draft pick. I love this little Bulbasaur person. You gotta excuse me. I'm not gonna take the time to restart this recording because I don't care about it that much, if I'm being 100% honest. I can't spend too much time on these because I need to sleep and get homework done. Homework and learning lines for this player min have to take top priority. I'm sorry. Bulbasaur, it is a solid Toxic Spike Pokemon. It's also got the Poison types. You can switch in on Toxic Spikes and absorb them, which is great. It's a bulky Grass type that gets access to Leech Seed and Solid Recovery with like Giga Drain and stuff like that. So it's got quite a bulky team. It is another Grass type, but it adds the Poison typing, which is just a very solid typing, and adds a way for us to hit fairies very hard. And you know what? Everyone loves to beat up fairies. Look at that scene in, I think it's Pan. I might be wrong, where he gets joy out of killing Tinkerbell. I might have been misinterpreting the scene, but you know what? We'll see. Next up is a Alola Pokemon from my favorite generation. Actually, I think Gen 2 might be my favorite generation of design, but my favorite generation overall. So I got it. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, I'm very smart. Jupiter. Jupiter is a water type. So as you can see, I finished the Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and I'm now moving straight on to the Grass, Water, Fire Core. So my plan was, with picking Bulbasaur and Dreepy, I was at the back of the draft, so a lot of people would pick their Tier 1, and the group behind me would get to pick like their Tier 2s, Tier 1 and free agents before I did. So what I would do was I would drop down to the lower tiers, like Tier 3, and then when everyone else was in Tier 3, Tier 4, to get the Pokemon that are better in those tiers, and then kind of clean up in Tier 2 and Tier 3 later in the draft. That didn't work because I needed to go to sleep, and Jupiter I thought would stay around. I think it would have, but apparently this thing is the best weather in the game, so that's nice. I'm a big fan of Araquanid. I like that Pokemon, and Jupiter is also gonna be cool, I hope. Jupiter has that has the sticky webs. Obviously, I didn't want to get to later in the draft, but you know what, I got it. It's got the water typing, so it actually works as a counter to fire types instead of being weak to them. It can also hit rock and ground types, and with the bug type it can hit psychic and dark types. So it can hit quite a few of the very solid types of Draft League. I think this thing is going to be quite good. Again, best web in the game, can also hit hard, so there's nothing not to love about Jupiter. Big fan of this evolution line just in general. And yeah, solid Pokemon. A Pokemon family that I'm not actually the biggest fan of after using them was my next pick. Of course, again, I was still asleep while this one was being picked, so I would have rather we'd gone into Tier 4 and not gotten sniped as much as I did. Seriously, I was sniped like 5 times. I wanted Diglett as our Tier 1 Pokemon, guys, and then have Free Agent as Spritzee and Ferroseed, but that didn't happen. But a Pokemon that we do have on the team is Vulpix. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of the Vulpix line. They're dog Pokemon, so I should love them. I'm ODF, and I'm sorry that I don't. But after using them in Let's Play, they kind of just ended up being the villains of it. Which I will, as I'll explain in my Pokemon Teams 2, Electric Boogaloo, coming to you, I think, November. Ideally. Like, mid-November, I'd love to get that video out. But we'll see. Vulpix is a solid fire type. This thing is probably the most offensive power on the team. I know this thing's name is Genie. Bulbasaur's called the Beast, and I don't have names for anything else. Anyway, Genie here can hit very hard with fire type moves. Also can hit with some psychic type moves, which is nice. And Will-O-Wisp for like strength control, which is very cool. It's a fire type. You need a fire type in draft. Getting that from what I found in draft, the things you want are Fairy Dragon Steel, Fire, Water, Grass, Normal, Ground, Electric, and Hazard removal are like the most important things. And then things like Dark, Psychic, and Ghost are kind of also up there. But the things I first mentioned were, I feel like, the main things, and I think I got all of them, really, in this draft. Vulpix manages to come in as a solid Pokemon. I think this thing is going to be a sleeper pick for me. Like, it wasn't slept on by other people, it was slept on by me, but I got it, and I'm happy with that. Next up in the draft is Happiny. Happiny I got as my last, not my last Tier 4 pick, because I get quite a few Tier 4s. I chose Happiny because Chansey and Blissey are such bulky mons. I thought Happiny would be as well, and then I was watching the power ranking video where they talked about my team, and they were like, oh yeah, he's picked some solid Pokemon with like Ferroseed, Jupiter, Vulpix, but then he picked Happiny, and I think he just lost his mind. And my mind was lost long before any of that, but apparently Happiny isn't a good Pokemon. You know what? No, we're going to turn this around. By the end of this league, they're going to think, wow, we only put Happiny in tier 4. This thing deserves to be in tier S. It just banned from the league. We're going to be that good with it. Because I do want to be a threat in this league. I want to be terrifying. I want people to fear my name. Yeah. So, for my tier 5s, I got 3 tier 5 Pokemon because I need to use a free agent on one of them, and 2 of them I don't think should be in tier 5. Like, I know for a fact they're solid Pokemon, just in general. But Happiny, okay, I guess, hopefully we'll turn it around. Next up is I mentioned that Ice and Ground are both very important types. Put them together, and what have you got? You get a Swinub. Yeah, Swinub is one of the best Stealth Rockers in the game. Who's one of the other best Stealth Rockers in the game? Oh yeah, Barrowseed, who we've already got on the team. So we got a very good hazard base setup. We can easily set up that hazards. We have nothing that removes hazards, but we can set them up very nicely. Hopefully Swinub in the NDBL, I have Swinub's grown-up form, Mamoswine, and hopefully this little piglet thing, piglet melon, I don't know, will live up to the expectations. Ice is such a good offensive typing paired with Ground, which is probably the best offensive typing in Draft League because it has access to Earthquake, and it also has access to like Ice Shard and stuff, and Icicle Crash. So Swinub I think is going to be a really great pick. It's not very bulky, I think, but it can hit. I hope it can hit hard. I'm not used to any of these Pokemon. I'm going to have to do research into them and how to use each one. Next up is another Gen 7 Pokemon, which might be my new favourite concept art, or regular art of Pokemon, ever. Nickit, who I found out that I've been spelling wrong this whole time. First of all, I love that appearance. Look at that. Nickit is a dark type, my favourite typing. It's a Generation 8 Pokemon that I really want to use. So I'm just drinking some water. I'm excited to use it in this league. Dark is a good typing. This thing's got things like, I think it's got Quick Feet, so if it gets paralyzed or burned, it will move faster, which is really great. So if I can run a special Nickit, which I think I might be able to, with like Snarl maybe, then I can run a Flame Orb Nickit, which could be quite nice, and move just outspeed everything, and hopefully hit quite hard too. Yeah, so Nickit it's a pick I'm happy with. I feel like it's perfectly tiered in tier 4. I don't know. These might be amazing, they might be totally wrong. But Nickit is just a nice Pokemon. I like it, it's cute. I want to use it in a Let's Play, but I haven't had a chance to yet because other reasons will be explained in Pokemon Teams 2 Electric Boogaloo, coming to you this November on the ODF channel. Moving on, I still don't have any hazard removal, and I only have about 3 picks left. And then I drafted Tyrogue, and I didn't know that Tyrogue had Rapid Spin, but it is our only form of hazard removal this league. This thing is a sleeper pick that is gonna save us. Thank you, Tyrogue. This Tyrogue is related to Bengo Extendo, the Hitmonlee that got us to the MDBL finals a few months ago. I love Tyrogue because it's related to Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, 2 Pokemon that I really like, and I'm excited to use it here. I hope it's very good. I'm just going to carry this thing as a Rapid Spinner until I get a better hang of it. It's on a member team I really know what I'm doing with. Okay, so for the last 2 picks, or my last free agent picks, I wanted a Psychic type because fighting Psychic Dark I thought would be quite nice, and I was carrying I think I was carrying a Ghost type from GP. I still don't know if GP's a Ghost type, and I wanted an Electric type. So first up, I got the best Psychic type I felt was left, because we were doing only the new Dex Pokemon, so in Sword and Shield up to the Isle of Armor. Not the Isle of Armor, the Crown Tundra. And most of the solid Psychic types had gone. There was one left, LGM. I don't know how good LGM is. It was in tier 3, I think. Might have been tier 4. But I drafted it. I think it was tier 4, yeah. But I got a Psychic type on the team, and you know what? That's all that matters. Psychic is really good to get into, of course, fighting and poison, which are two often seen types. I'm excited to be using this LGM. It's quite bulky. I think it gets a generator. Also, I love LGM from that episode in the anime where Ash and Team Rocket are fighting those BGM. That is my second favorite episode of the black and white anime, which is the best of all the animes. Bite me. I am not in any position to say what the best anime is. I've seen a grand total of like 5 episodes from each one. But LGM, I can't really say much about. The one Pokemon I can say quite a bit about is our 12th and final pick, Yamper. I drafted 3 dog Pokemon in this league, which I think is incredible. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. Yamper is a Pokemon that I'm quite a big fan of, but was a bit disappointed with Bolton when I used it in a Let's Play, not on this channel. But it's in Tier 5, and I don't think Yampers should be in Tier 5. Sure, it's only got like Crunch and Electric type moves, but I'm looking at Yamper's Learn set as we talk, but it has access to one move called Nuzzle, and I think that's incredibly important. Nuzzle is a guaranteed paralysis on a Pokemon, meaning Yamper acts as built-in speed control, which is great for the team. And I really want to use that. It gets access to moves like Play Rough and Crunch and Fire Fang. It has Volt Switch for that extra for priority. It's got Facade. It's got Thunder Wave, Dig. It's got that Nuzzle, which is great, obviously. Suggest and Snore if it wants to run a bulkish kind of set. It can run like a Wild Charge. Yamper's got access to a bunch of really good moves. I'm reading those off my phone as I talk. I think this is an absolute sleeper pick, and I do not think it should have been in Tier 5. This is a steal that I got very near the end of the draft. So I'm excited to use it, because I think Yamper's going to be great. It doesn't really have the greatest coverage, but it's adorable. Look at that face. Anyway, those are your Cambridge first ever team of the Cambridge WildCaterpies. Will they live up to the greatness of the Florida Flygons, who are yet to win a league? Maybe the Cambridge WildCaterpies will win a league tournament before the Florida Flygons. Maybe one day I'll have to introduce the third team that I've been working on. I actually have 5 teams. No, I have 9 teams in the back, and that's all for Secret Project in the future. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the LGL Season 2. I was not invited to Season 1 because I didn't know it existed. The battle should be up later today. Hope you all have a dog-tastic day. I'll see you all in the next one, and ODF out. Goodbye.